Welcome to More Than Kimchi. It's a chance to learn more about Korea through something we all love, food.
Thank you for joining us today. I hope you like today's dish.
Hey, speaking of today's dish, Hwayoung, what's on the menu?
It's 삼색전, means three-colored pan fry.
A three-colored pan fry. Sounds kind of like a new age dish.
Well, actually, it's quite common and very traditional. We cook it a lot on special occasions, or sometimes, special rituals to respect our ancestors. So it's something we always prepare, very easy to make.
Oh, okay. Well, why is it called three-colored pan fry? Do you dye it?
No, Mark, it's not Easter. Well, actually, it's because we are using three important ingredients, which will give us a special flavor and the colors.
Oh. Well, as always, I'm already hungry, so let's get right to it and find out what's in the ingredients.
Shall we take a look at today's ingredients?
Okay.
Here first I have chopped beef, mushrooms again, shiitake mushroom soaked in water already, zucchini, tofu, and these are spices I'm going to use. I have chopped green onions and garlic, vegetable oil, soy sauce, sesame oil, salt, sugar, and black pepper, and sesame seeds.
You know, now that I've cooked with you for a few shows, one thing I'm realizing is that the spices, there are some basic spices that seem to be used every time you cook.
That's right, especially when you're preparing meat. These are the most common stable spices
I think
you're
I've
going
got
to use.
them memerized now.
Good.
So. All right, well, where do we start?
First, I'm going to start with the tofu.
Okay.
I'm going to use, I think, just about half of it.
Okay. You know, tofu is actually one of my favorite foods. Since I've come to Asia, I've eaten it quite a bit. And there's a bit of a tofu boom in the United States
that's
right
right
now.
these days, because it's, hardly have any fat,
Right.
but it has all the ingredients.
Right. Oh, I see. So you squeeze it.
Squeeze it.
Oh, that's
Because
interesting.
we want to crush it, but we don't want the liquid with
Oh,
it.
so that just takes out the excess liquid.
Right.
And now you're crushing it, and that's going to be mixed in?
We're going to mix this
okay.
with the meat, chopped meat.
It smells really fresh. You know that fresh smell of tofu in the morning? Something like that.
And beans supposed to be the perfect food.
Yeah, well, very, very, lot of nutrition, right? Very nutritious. All right. So we've got the tofu smashed
Right.
or mashed. And what's
then I'm
next?
going to mix it with the chopped meat.
Okay. Now this is beef, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. You know, actually, I've seen this combination before, this tofu beef combination.
And I'm going to put all the spices. Could you pass me your...
Chopsticks?
No, your
You want the
spoon.
spoon? Okay.
I guess I don't have my spoon.
Oh, all right.
Okay. Here I'm going to put, as I mentioned before, sesame seed oil, soy sauce.
Okay.
Maybe I'll
Just-
put a little bit more soy
Just
sauce.
a dab, huh?
And then the sugar,
Okay.
pepper,
Pepper, you want me to?
and then sesame seed.
Okay. All right, and you mix that all together?
Right. Then, you don't have to marinate for a long time, but while we are preparing other stuff, it'll be ready for us to use.
Okay. So it's that same basic combination of spices that we use to marinate.
That's right.
And this time we add tofu to it, so that's interesting.
And in Korean food, it's some things we use fingers, and we said it's the flavor comes out from your fingertips.
Ah, you know, I've heard that expression. I really like that.
Right.
The flavor comes from one's hand or fingertips, right?
That's right.
So you can add your own sort of special characteristics to the
That's
food.
right.
I like that. So I hope your fingertips are delicious.
Right. So don't be afraid of using your fingers instead
Okay.
of
right.
I think it's pretty much ready here.
Okay.
And then next to we're going to prepare is the mushrooms.
You know, I haven't done anything yet, so can I help
Sure.
do something?
The mushrooms, would you like to cut the stems?
Sure. So we take off.
Just the stems, because I'm going to
Okay.
use the whole mushroom this time.
All right.
Oh,
Now-
nope.
Not like this?
The whole mushrooms.
Oh.
But that's okay.
How do I
'cause
have
we
to do
gotta-
it?
And after that, what we do
Oh,
is
you're using the whole
right,
mushroom.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
And then we're going to put a little bit of flour.
Oh, okay.
And basically, you are stuffing the meat mixture at the.
Oh. Wow, I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
So it's like stuffing. But
Uh-huh.
just
Oh, okay. That looks really good.
try this.
All
And
right,
then
so
put
show me
the
how you did that
flour.
again. You took some of this. You
Right.
took
First,
some of,
no. First, you dip it in a
oh,
flour.
you dip it in flour first.
A little bit.
Okay.
And then put the stuffing at the back.
Okay. Just a little bit, right? Okay. Okay.
And then put a little bit of flour.
Oh, this is really neat. Huh.
And then the what we also do next time is you use egg.
Is that too much flour or is that okay?
Oh, I think that's okay.
All right.
And then you're gonna dip in egg.
Uh-huh. And then you just fry it from there.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. You know, I love these kind of fried dishes with flour and egg. They're really delicious. I've noticed that there are different combinations of this that I've
Right.
seen in Korea.
So
All
here
right,
mushrooms are ready.
Okay.
Next we're gonna prepare the zucchini.
Okay. Do you need the knife?
Yes.
All right.
We are making discs about 2 millimeters or maybe 1/4 inches.
Okay.
That.
Oh,
And then at the center you cut up maybe about 1 centimeter
Oh.
space
Are
there.
you going to add something inside there? Ah, I've
That.
seen this.
And then you're gonna stuff that hole
Uh-huh.
with the meat mixture.
Oh, okay.
It's there. And
Okay.
one more.
So is it okay if I put some in there?
Yes,
Is it ready
just
to
about a tiny ball.
just a tiny ball?
Right. You don't have to put whole lot because
Okay.
this is basically zucchini just for the flavor. We are putting a little bit of
Okay.
beef
Just a little
mixture
bit
right
there.
at the center.
It looks like a wheel almost.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so after you do that,
And then
what's
just
next?
put a little bit
Same
of
thing?
flour. Same thing.
Okay.
And put it there.
And you put it. Okay. Oh wait, yours doesn't have flour over all of
Oh.
it. Is that okay? Or
Well, I
didn't
think
know
that
if you.
you've
I didn't
been
know.
a very good teacher.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
caught it.
I didn't know if that was intentional or not. I thought I was missing some special strategy here.
See, I gotta watch out Mark here too. He's being my inspector here. And then the final thing, so it's the 3 different kinds. So we have
Okay.
mushrooms here, zucchini here.
Right.
The
What's the
next
third
thing
one?
is the meat mixture.
Okay.
I want to mix it a little bit more, so
Okay.
it'll be all meat and the tofu.
All right.
mixed
So
all
you just
very well.
you just make a little patty from
right.
that by itself.
So
right.
that's how we say 3 kinds.
Oh, so those are the 3 colors.
Uh-huh.
I see. All right. So you mix that all together, and then how do you make these patties? You just
You just, you know,
mix it together?
right. Just
All right.
grab on you.
Can I try it?
Sure.
Go ahead and put it in my palm
There.
there. Now I'm just mixing it here, flattening it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And you just, and then you put these in flour.
Right.
Oh, I see.
And then as we cook, we're going to dip it in a egg mixture there.
Oh, okay. Is this going to stay together? That's my concern.
Well, if you just pat it a little bit
Just
harder,
a little bit? Okay.
and then make
Alright.
it kind of same size disc.
Okay. All right, so flip it, put it on, powder it on both sides, right?
Right.
Okay. All right, we'll put that one right there. Should we do one more?
Yeah, would you do that?
Okay.
In the meantime, I'm going to turn the pot.
Now, when you fry these, what's the strategy there? What's the key?
I think it's important before you put oil, make sure the pan is a little bit heated. That way the oil will slide nicely.
Okay. And is this a medium flame or?
Medium flame. Always make sure you do medium flame. That way the food won't be burn.
When you say always, whenever you cook in general?
Yeah, in general,
Oh,
especially
okay.
with this dish. Chon means,
Oh,
pan
okay.
fry.
Right.
And you can actually use any kind of, vegetable for that too. But the
Okay.
chon is usually, the flat, round shape, either with the fish or other vegetables. So that's that kind of food we call chon.
Chun. I love chun. That's one of my favorite dishes in Korea. Okay, and this is also a good dish for anju, right?
Yeah,
to have as a
sure,
snack
right.
with alcohol.
And as I mentioned, we cook it just about every day sometimes, or for special occasion too.
Oh,
Now
okay.
I think the pan is pretty hot.
Okay.
So I'm going to put a vegetable oil.
All right. So you're just going to heat that up there. Okay.
Okay.
And next, we're going to put those on. You know, while we're waiting, I want to tell you something interesting I read about tofu. About 3,000 years ago in China, apparently it was discovered. And they said that it was used by monks.
Oh, is that right?
Buddhist monks, because they wanted to have something to substitute for meat. So it's been around for a long time, but I've just discovered tofu in the last maybe 10 years, but I really do love it. Now, I noticed that you're putting the egg on both sides.
Right.
And then, is there anything special we need to know about this process here?
No, I think this, holds the food together, also give a little bit of color there.
Oh, okay. All right.
And, in the West, when you make like hamburgers, you put the bread crumbs. So I think basically using the tofu would be the same idea. You are using tofu instead of crumbs. So next time when you make hamburger, try the tofu instead of breadcrumbs. See what it tastes like.
That's a good hint, good tip. You know, frying this here reminds me of a little bit of French toast, even though it's a different concept. Just the egg batter and the frying process. So is the flame okay on this?
See, it turns brown. There. Once the meat is brown, that means it's been cooked.
Oh, okay. Boy, those are starting to look really delicious. Okay.
Is it too high? Would you like to reduce?
Maybe it's a little bit high. Yeah, turn it down just a little bit.
These are almost done.
Boy, I love how that smells, the smell of cooking, of food cooking. There's nothing like that. Well, as you cook those, should we talk a little bit about the health benefits of today's?
I guess today
tips?
we can also talk about the mushrooms. Mushrooms are so popular and everybody knows how good it is. And especially mushroom is known that it helps the circulation of blood.
Oh, I have heard that. That's right.
And also it prevents the cancer, which I think is one that is
I also
very
heard
known.
that mushrooms are known to help reduce blood pressure, which is an interesting thing. So in general, mushrooms are very good for the blood. And that's right. And it's interesting. In some societies, they've even had mushrooms as the staple food. I can't imagine that, having mushrooms as the staple food, but apparently in some societies that's been the case. Well, that's looking very lovely there. They're all done, aren't they?
Sure. So we can make more, but these are the three kinds. Three colors, three ingredients.
That smells so good. All right, well, we've completed our cooking process, which means that it's time now for the question of the day. In 1950, this country abolished the custom of tipping at restaurants. What country is it? That's right. The answer to today's quiz question was China. Hwayoung, did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. I thought it might have been Japan because when I went to Japan, nobody tips. I thought that was very nice.
I see. Well, actually, the reason it was China is because in 1950, of course, that was shortly after the Chinese Communist Revolution. And I think the idea was that everyone's equal, and therefore there's no need to tip. So.
Well, it sounds good, but I don't know whether it's going to actually work.
Right, right. Now, one thing about tipping is that I'm used to tipping in the States.
That's right.
But in Korea, you really don't tip too much, do you?
Well, some places we tip, but in general, you don't have to tip at restaurants or, even hotels, you don't have to.
So I've gotten kind of spoiled in Korea by not having to tip. I go back to the States, and if you forget to tip in the States, it's a big deal, right? People come after you.
That's
so
right. You
anyway.
can't leave the restaurants.
Right. So it's a cultural difference. But now it's time to try today's food.
Yes.
It looks great.
Let's dig in.
Okay.
See those three colors and three different ingredients? That's why we call 삼색전.
Oh, I see.
Mushrooms, meat patty,
You're giving me them all.
and zucchini.
Okay.
Why don't you try?
Now, what about the sauce here?
This is a dipping sauce, vinegared soy sauce, and the pan-fried food has the oil, and the flavor of oil and vinegar soy sauce goes very well. So all those chon, when we always use vinegar soy sauce as a dipping sauce.
Oh, great. All right. Well, I think I'm going to start with the mushroom here. This looks really good. Really nice flavor.
You can also use different kind of vegetables. Instead of mushrooms, you can use sweet red pepper or green peppers. You just cut it in a nice size, and then you stuff the meat mixture at the back, and then cook the same way. That would be very nice
okay.
too.
Boy, you know, so that's great. So you can kind of revise the recipe a little bit, use different kinds of vegetables.
Sure.
This is a lovely snack, you know. Maybe good for late night, anytime.
Or
right?
when you share drinks with friends, this might be a good food that you accompany.
Exactly, that's what comes to mind. Well, it's been wonderful here on More Than Kimchi. I'm personally looking forward to saying goodbye to you because that means that I get to eat the rest of the food. But please do join us again tomorrow for another tasty episode. See you.
Thank you.